Religion has been responsible for countless numbers of genocide in the world, and it still happens today. Isn't religion supposed to be about living in peace and harmony? If you found a piece of paper on the floor that told you a man took a couple loaves of bread and a couple fish and turned it into more to feed thousands of people, would you believe it? Obviously not. You just laugh and forget about it, throw the piece of paper away. But what makes the Bible so different from this piece of paper? The fact that some idiot believed it, taught it to his children, they taught it to their children, and so on through the generations. While religious people telepathically beg for forgiveness, what does it accomplish? We human beings, being creatures of habit, are going to do wrong in our lives. There's no stopping it. We can try to minimize it, but eliminating it is totally out of the question. Let's accept it and just try to be the best people we can be instead of running to church every time we do something wrong or let a bad word slip out. I think it's just time that we grow up and face reality. There is no heaven and there is no hell. We do not have souls. We are just big walking chemical reactions. That is what we are, chemical compounds. Why is that only human beings go to heaven and not insects or bacterium when we are really the same thing on a much larger scale? Because heaven, hell, and God, Jesus are imaginary. Christians will answer these questions with irrational excuses like, God only intended heaven for people and bacterium is Satan's work. But you know this is just an irrational excuse because I'm in a red zone of questioning your faith. Now, people sometimes turn to religion because of the fear of death. Now, the fear of death is only natural and can be incredibly overwhelming to us. Therefore, the thought of a perfect, everlasting life that happens after death can be very relieving and satisfying. But in reality, this is just a childhood myth. Just as leprechauns and flying Pegasus, children and adults alike cling to this idea of heaven because we find death naturally, we just find it intimidating. That's natural for everybody to find death intimidating. Now, why do suicide bombers attack so often? Because the bombers are so badly deluded that they actually believe that they will have 72 virgins in heaven when they die and blow people up. Now, to Christians, I'm assuming you're a Christian, this sounds preposterous, right? You're going to say it's not true, they won't have 72 virgins, because that's just preposterous. That's ridiculous. Now, think about it logically. How is heaven any different? It's not. Heaven's just equally imaginary, and you have to get that through your head. You must notice how many gods you actually reject. Thor and Zeus, Allah, Krishna, Vishnu, whoever you worship. And you're open to agreement that these gods are imaginary, but not your God. Why? Maybe it was shoved down your throat when you were a child by your parents or priest or pastor. Now, each religion, whether you're Muslim, Mormon, Hindu, whatever, they each think they are absolutely 100% correct. You are not alone. But you must realize that every god is an imaginary figure to fill the presence of what is unexplainable.